So you guys are probably wondering what happened with the rod bearings. We were supposed to get the engine back together last week, but I wound up having not to be able to do it. So what happened with the rod bearings is that USPS decided to route my rod bearings to Guam. It went for like 5 or 6 days, complete radio silence, and then it popped up in Guam. And I'm like, why? Why did you send my freaking rod bearings to Guam, which is like on the other side of the planet? All closer to freaking Japan than America. Why? Why did you do that? So, I talked to Rvenge Performance, and they said they're going to send me another set. I say, well, hold on, I plan on buying another part from you guys anyway. So I bought that part, and they're going to be shipping me the next set of rod bearings with that part. I paid for UPS shipping, so hopefully they won't do the same freaking bullcrap of sending my fucking rod bearings to Guam for no reason. Yeah, I'm not happy about that. I told him, I said, if I ever get the other set, I'll send them back to you so you don't lose those. You won't lose any money on those. I mean, they weren't that expensive, like $30, $40 anyway, so screw it, whatever. And make sure that you get the right ones in there. CB 41149H-25 for 25 millimeter, 0.25 millimeter oversight. So I did what I could. That was like, why? You know, when you see stuff like that you send your parts to like 6,000 miles out of the way, you're like, it makes your fucking head hurt. Oh, how stupid that was. There was no point in that. There was no reason for that. What I think happened is that they had it on the truck. They didn't offload it out the truck at the station they were supposed to offload it at. And then it got another shipment on the truck that was happening to go to Guam. And then they offloaded everything onto the plane. And when it landed in Guam several days late compared to where it should have been dropped off at, they scanned it in, not knowing any better. And then it popped up in Guam, 6,000 miles out of the freaking way, if not farther. Like, I get it, but last time I checked, we're not sending parts to the freaking Philippines. We're not. It's the wrong Mitsubishis you're sending parts to, brother. What are you doing? Yeah, I was mad. But, you know, Rvenge did what they could. And I'm like, and if you want to know what the other part is, since I got delayed so freaking long because of these rod bearings, and I decided it was probably who of me to go ahead and get it. It was a set of those Italo Grasso billet oil pump gears. Because I plan on going really high in RPMs, like 9,000 RPMs. I figured those centered metal gears probably won't last very long, and that would be a damn shame to lose a $25,000 engine because I decided to cheap out on the gears. See, I have a brand new oil pump for it. But it's the mechanics inside the oil pump that will probably go bad, and like that, really, really quick. Because I'm going to be pushing this engine to 9,000 RPMs, far beyond what the oil pump was actually designed to withstand, which would be like about 6,800 RPMs. So yes, I got me an OEM oil pump and a new set of gears to go in it. I still need to get the timing belt and the tensioner, but I was going to get all that at one time, but things didn't work out the way I wanted it to, and I wound up getting only the oil pump gears. At least the timing belt and tensioner is relatively inexpensive. It's $259 for the kit and the upgraded concentric bolt, so it doesn't loosen up. So that's what happened with those freaking bearings. I'm really sorry. I had no idea that they were going to do that, or why they were taking so freaking long to get here. And then when they popped up at Guam, I'm like, why? It's like the freaking Jackie Chan meme, like, why? Why are you so stupid? So I couldn't do anything. The only thing I could do is try to put the interior in. And of course the harness bar was like 6 inches too freaking short. It was nowhere even close to matching. So I got my freaking stuck. So what's probably going to happen is now, instead of the harness bar, I'll just wait. And because a roll cage isn't that expensive, I got a sheet metal brake too. I can make my little boxes and stuff like that for the floor reinforcement. And I'll make me some floor reinforcements. Give me a hole saw cutter, drill that freaking hole in, and reinforce the floor and put a roll cage in with a harness bar. I think that's what I'm going to wind up doing, because I'm now going to try to focus on getting the engine done again. because I'm getting to the point where I have like no parts left to buy before the engine's done. The oil pump gear, well, I wasn't planning on getting it first when I was waiting for the first set of rod bearings, but after a while I was like, you know what, probably be a good idea, because apparently a lot of people have these issues with these gears breaking, shattering at higher RPMs or higher powers. So like, it'd probably be a safe bet to go ahead and get them. They said, what's it gonna hurt? And it's like, other than taking a little bit longer to get the engine together. But I can't even get together now anyway because the freaking rod bearing. So I might as well. It's not really gonna hurt doing it, other than the wallet. So that's what happened, guys. I'm really sorry about that happening. There was nothing much I could do about it other than sit here and do our revenge and try to get the situation resolved as fast as I could. But, you know, shout out to Rvenge Performance for at least working with me to get that done. And, you know, apparently they don't like to answer their inquiries all that fast. They did eventually do it, but it was like a day or so after I sent it. But Instagram, though, they tend to respond pretty quickly to Instagram. So at least I got that situation taken care of. Hopefully they show up in the new bill of gears show up. And we'll get that bottom end. I'll crack open the old oil pump, swap out the gears, which should be all I have to do. Put the oil pump back together and put the bottom end together. And get those freaking heads. I can at least get the bottom end together and put the heads on. And that should be that. I still got to put the engine back in time. I actually had the old timing belt. I could, if I wanted to, put it back, you know, put it in time, run it through a couple of times and make sure I have my piston valve clearance while I'm still waiting for the timing belt, because I wanted that solid. Actually, no, that won't work because of the hydraulic tensioner. Damn. So I'll have to get the solid time adjuster tensioner too. Oh wow, that's not really that expensive. And I'll run it through a couple times, make sure I get my piston to valve clearance, and try to get me I'll have to buy 2 solid lifters to do my cam timing, or I could just be like, screw it, I put it like +1, -3. It's like -3 exhaust, +1 intake, or at least make sure of that, and run it through. But the main thing is I don't want the pistons and valves colliding with together. The engine will run without it. I mean, I would like to get these cams dialed in perfectly, but I don't really have the solid lifters. I'm really kind of tired of waiting parts at this point in time. So I'm kind of like, I'll dial it into the, because apparently this particular set of camshafts from Pampino Motorsports, they should be pretty dialed in. Because apparently them and Brian Crowder worked really hard to get these cams straightened out. So hopefully they won't be too far off the matter, and I'll just put the cams on it and set them to the required what everybody else sets them to, +1, -3, and run the car like that. But I definitely need to check that piston to valve clearance with some Play-Doh. That must be done. So I'll have to put in time, run it through a couple of times, see if what my piston to valve clearance is, if I have any, and determine whether or not I need a slightly thicker head gasket or what, because there's not much I can do about this pistons. I can't make any clearance more on this pistons or anything. The only thing I can really do is get a slightly thicker head gasket and lift those heads up just enough to clear the valves, clear that piston. So with that being said, if you like this content, please leave that like and subscribe. Sorry about the things not working out, but I can't make other people do their jobs correctly. And I'll see you guys next time. This is AZ3KGT signing out.